The teclistamab is a humanized B-cell maturation antigen BCMA CD3 bispecific monoclonal antibody that targets BCMA expressed on the surface of the plasma cells, but at the same time it is able to redirect CD3 T cells to the BCMA expressing myeloma cells. And definitely teclistamab in vitro studies, as well as in myeloma cell lines and primary myeloma cells from heavily pretreated myeloma patients, demonstrated to kill the myeloma cells. And this has been basically the rationale for going to this first-in-human phase 1 clinical trial conducted in relapsed and refractory myeloma patients. The population included in this first-in-human study was relapsed and refractory myeloma patients after a median of 6 prior lines of therapy. And important to note that 80% of the patients were 3-drug class refractory, 41% of patients were penta-refractory, and 86% of patients were refractory to the last line of therapy. This put in context that patients with no other therapeutic alternative were included in this study. From the safety point of view, I have to say that tolerability was acceptable, and hematological toxicity was concordant with the hematological toxicity we usually observe with a new drug in heavily pretreated myeloma patients. But from the specific safety profile, if we focus on the cytokine release syndrome, that is a specific toxicity or adverse event usually observed with this type of bispecific monoclonal antibodies, as well as with CAR-Ts, I would like to note that 56% of patients developed a cytokine release syndrome, but there was not any patient developing CRS of grade 3 and 4. What is important from the neurological point of view, that this is another adverse event that we have to take care with this type of new agents. Neurotoxic events were reported in 6 patients, but 4 of them were grade 1 and 2. And the 2 patients who developed grade 3 and 4 neurotoxicity, 1 patient was delirium, started immediately after CRS and resolved, and the other patient was a change in the mental status, but related with a plasmacytoma in the orbital because of progressive disease. So tolerability was good. In terms of efficacy, I think that we have to focus on the 12 patients receiving 270 micrograms per kilo. That is the highest dose from which we have so far efficacy data, because there is an additional cohort of patients treated with a higher dose, 720, but we don't have any data yet. If we focus on this population, 67% of the patients achieve at least partial response with 50% of VGPR rate or better. And what is important is to see how patients who responded, the response was durable and in fact deepened over time. From the pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic point of view, it is relevant to see the concentration of teclistamab after the first dose administration, indicating that the weekly administration is a viable option. And also the number of T cells, as well as the activation of these T cells was evaluated, and it was observed how step-up dosing enables transient decrease in peripheral T cell counts and increased activation at full dose, consistent with the mechanism of action. And it was also observed an increase in some cytokines like IL-2, indicating activation of the T lymphocytes. So in summary, I would say that this is first in human phase 1 study with different dose cohorts evaluated in heavily pretreated myeloma patients. Safety profile was manageable across all doses. And from the efficacy point of view, I think that the overall response rate of 67% with 50% of VGPR rate or better observed in the 270 micrograms per kilo dose cohort is encouraging. In fact, 7 out of 8 patients who responded were triple class refractory, and 5 out of these 8 patients were penta refractory. Even some patients were able to achieve a minimal residual disease negative, and responses were durable, as I previously said. So definitely the dose escalation and expansion phases of this study are ongoing, and we will have the opportunity to see new results in the upcoming congresses.